So you know that whale is still stuck?
No. Well, it kept getting stuck. Why are we?
Well, that's just it. Like, it keeps getting stuck, and now everyone's like, do we rescue it or do we just euthanize it? Because it keeps, like, beaching itself.
The whale kind of reminds me of dogs that really think they're people.
It kind of reminds me of, like, the dogs that just keep running away.
I'll be back. Don't worry. I'll miss
Oh, my
you.
goodness.
All right.
Miss you, love you, mean it.
Exactly.
You guys had just got at the airport in Charleston when he was going to Miami. Oh, no, I didn't. I had the weepies.
Yeah, let's be honest. Don't even. When Scott hears this, he's going to be like, girl.
No, I
You're
got
not too cool for
upsetties.
school.
Although it was kind of cool. Daniel Jones was on his flight.
Okay.
It's like, he just, like, cruised through the airport. He walked by us and Scott goes, I think that's Daniel Jones. And it was. He was, like, no entourage, super chill, just walked in, sat down, waited for the flight. I like it. No drip, no aura, just chilling.
Aura.
Welcome back to episode 3 of Write That Down. Today, we're talking about roommates from hell, how to avoid them, and what to do if you've already got one. Had to.
Can we just like take a quick beat and talk about my recent experience with Aura?
Your recent experience with Aura was a crime against humanity and should have been governed by the Geneva Convention.
There's
or the
a
Hague.
reason why men will go out of their way to date outside of their city.
Because they've already been through everyone in their city. They can't show their face then.
No.
When you can't show your face in a city the size of like New York, Chicago, Atlanta, you've got a big problem.
Right. Come on.
But like, it's good because like you found out early. He for sure would have been the roommate from hell, which ties into our episode perfectly.
Wait, can I tell you? I should have never wasted matzo crack on
Did he get to eat my matzo crack?
the first batch that was not gluten-free. I made you a special batch.
I'm pretty confident. Like, I'm not Miss Cleo. And there's a documentary about her that I'm watching after I finish this
Is there?
whole Love Has One business. Yes, I'll send you the link. But I'm pretty sure it would have been disastrous.
Man.
Because imagine if you had wasted more time.
Yeah.
We
Wait.
don't like to say that.
At one point, I love that you were like, or money. And I was like, what money do you think I was spending?
Well, it was like the whole thing. Like, no, you do spend money because women, we spend money on prep. We have to spend money on the outfits. Like, there's money to be spent dating.
I have reached a point in my life where these nails are done, this hair is done, these eyebrows are done. Like, either way.
Right.
We're not getting ready. We're staying ready.
Okay, I agree, because I've always been like that.
Yes, you have.
I somehow grew up in New York with a very Southern-style mom. My mom is born and raised in New York, but it was always like, you don't leave the house without lipstick. My mom is the cutest. When my dad comes home from work and she hears a driveway bell go off, because we have a very long driveway, she'll run into the bathroom to like freshen up her lipstick and fix her hair. It is the cutest thing.
She is so funny.
Oh my
She's
God,
so
it's
funny.
hysterical. Yeah, to give you insight into me as a child, 3 years old, I told my mother she wasn't the boss of me. 2 years old, woke up from a nap and my mom had handmade noodles for my dad's birthday and was hanging them to dry. And I took a plastic bat and started hitting them.
I think I would have rehomed you.
Second day of preschool, everyone else was clutching their mothers. And I told my mom at the curb, you can drop me off here. You don't need to come in. I'll see you later. And I walked in on my own. My mom went home and cried.
I don't know if you socially bonded as a child.
My mom says I was a little grown up.
That's why wait, I'll preface this. This is not a knock on you. This is part of why I love you so much.
Uh-huh.
It is. I put those things, those qualities of yours on the pros side of the list.
Aw, thank you.
I told my nanny, who was nice, she would always make sure that we agreed on what we were going to watch on TV. She was like the nighttime nanny, and she was really there to make sure that like the house didn't burn down while my dad.
Let's face it, dads, especially of our generation, like growing up, they were not the most involved in the childcare.
Mine
or
was.
the raising.
My dad was Mr. Mom and Mr. CPA ESQ.
My dad had to watch me once, and he put me up in a genie lift and left me by the roof line for 4 hours.
That's part of why I really like Richie.
If you haven't gathered, I was a bit of a menace. It was a really good way to keep me contained.
Well, we'd always have to agree on what we were going to watch. And she really liked. What I now have decided is a masterpiece, The Nanny.
Classic.
Love The Nanny. Okay. But one day she put it on. I really didn't want to watch it. She fell asleep. And I said to her, Hilary, this is terrible. I'm going to tell you. I said, wake up. My dad doesn't pay you to sleep.
That is the most entitled thing I've ever heard come out of
Isn't
your
that
mouth.
horrible? So she called me
Monster.
for however many years she was with us after that. She called me her talking paycheck.
I mean, good too.
She thought it was funny. Thank God. I was in so much trouble. And I should have been.
Shook. And on
Should
that
be.
note, roommates from hell. I'm sorry. I'm still recuperating from what I just heard come out of your mouth. I'm pretty sure 3-year-old or 4-year-old Alexa was one of them.
Son, I was a very sweet child. I just called it like
were
I
you?
saw it. I was.
I think you were a little hellish.
No, I was just like brutally honest. I probably thought I was giving everyone performance reviews. I don't.
I'm going to say it for the room. Most people don't want to hear what you really think of them.
You know what? I
And
found
you
that
can't go
out.
through this life just giving people random performance reviews.
Yeah, got that.
Did you?
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know how it works now, but like I had to go to work when I was 14.
I too got a worker's permit. I went to the locally owned grocery near my school, Heinen's. Shout out Heinen's. So good.
I know Heinen's. I've been to Ohio. Can you tell?
Yes, I love when Hilary comes to visit. I had to go to the customer service desk. Okay. The woman looked at me because I asked her to like do the form or whatever. It's one of the places you could have it done, I guess. And it was for babysitting, which was a nightmare. 12-year-old boy slept in like a nightgown. It was, I can't. We just
Like a night shirt? Also, you were
no,
like 2 years older than him.
Hilary.
You had no business watching him.
I had no business. No, he literally slept in like a Pioneer woman frilly nightgown. Okay, I can't help you.
Say what you will, but those nightgowns had bills paid back in the day.
He was so mean and condescending, and I want to be like, that's a lot. That's a lot of clapback from a Pioneer woman. I can't.
It's a
Don't
lot of
you have,
clapback from Eunice on the Oregon Trail.
Don't you have like dysentery to go get?
We're totally losing you while we're fording the river.
Anyway, wait. So I took the form to the lady at customer service, and she looked at me and she's like, because my dad was a regulator there. He knew everyone's name at all of the counters. Anyway, she looked at me and she was like, kind of like, everything okay?
You good?
I wanted to be like, it's time for me to start contributing to the family.
We have our own bills to pay. No, my first job was lifeguarding 10 hours a day by myself. I don't know why they think 14-year-olds were equipped for that job. I will tell you, as an adult, I look back and I'm like, I was taught life-saving measures. Like I had to watch a labor and delivery video just in case someone went into labor on a pool deck. So I do know when things aren't going according to plan, and I'm not subtle nor kind about it. I say when I coach swimming that I lead with empathy.
The first time you told me this, no, you need to stop saying that. You need to stop.
Can tell you in my daily life, I do not lead with empathy.
Hold on. I have a lot of questions right now because
Okay,
I told you
first
to
of
stop
all,
saying that to these poor people like a year or two ago.
I didn't. I still say it.
Why are you
It's
lying to them?
a hilarious joke amongst my regulars. Because like they'll come in and I stack them in the morning before work. And one will say to the one that's already in the water, oh, is Hilary, like, how is she today? And I now know the code because if they say, oh, she's leading with empathy, it means that I was an absolute terror and I tortured them for 30 minutes to an hour.
You're sick in the head.
I get things done. All my people swim very well. They get asked all the time where they swam in college by other collegiate swimmers. And most of these people did not learn to swim until they were in their 30s.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, you sicko.
I sleep fine.
I know. That's
I have
what
no
makes
guilt.
you a sicko.
Okay. However, sometimes you do have to give a roommate a performance review. So this is the thing. Living with roommates can either save you money or just completely ruin your peace.
Sometimes both.
That's true.
Really depends.
It does. And sometimes you have to weigh it out, like, is saving the money worth my sanity? But most of the time, it's not because someone's a terrible person. It's because no one actually talked about the expectations going into this.
No. And I think no one really does. I mean, no one thinks there'll be an issue. So why would we talk about something that isn't a thing?
An issue,
right?
Yeah, that hasn't come up.
Sure.
Today,
Unless you're me and you say the same.
unless you're Alexa and you just like to give performance reviews,
Unsolicited advice.
you look at it as constructive criticism.
Sure.
as your friend and business partner. And that's usually when I get like sassy back. Like, I know she's not attempting to put me on a pip right now for our friendship. This is
We've only put
insane.
we've only put one person on a pip.
That was like a pre-pip. I was writing it into a contract. It was so bad.
Someone said this contract sounds like a pip, and I was like, well,
So with roommates, there's several different scenarios. There's always going to be the boyfriend who basically moves in.
immediate problem.
My favorite, the I'm clean roommate,
No, they're not.
the Venmo and Zelle ghoster.
That's a financial crime.
And Alexa's really quick to tell you what is and is not a financial crime.
This is a real-time performance review of all of the scenarios.
It is. It's a real time. It's 1,000% real time. There's the food thief,
Jail.
the weeknight party host,
Unwell behavior.
and the unwell, passive aggressive note leaver.
Avoid at all costs.
Like, every time I think of that, do you remember that episode of Sex in the City where Berger leaves her the post-it note? I'm sorry, I can't. Don't hate me. When someone leaves me a note that's passive aggressive, I go back to that in my mind and I'm like, I'm going to be carried in the back of a cop car with a post-it note
That will live rent-free in my head
forever.
for the rest of my life. I don't care if Post-its go bankrupt, cease to
Oh, they
exist.
never will.
I'm just, if we move away from paper, pen to, I don't know, the magic notebook situation, I don't know. We have
The
hologram,
magic notebook.
whatever, and they're floating. I will still,
Remember this.
I'm sorry,
Oh
I
my
can't. Don't hate me.
Because of that one, that is such an iconic scene. Like, I remember everything from that episode.
I just,
But most of these, the Venmo ghoster, the food thief, the I'm clean person.
well, wait, food thief is especially sensitive for Hilary because this girl with her gluten sensitivity, her little specific snackies,
Okay,
her,
first of all, gluten-free stuff is hard to come by in
yeah,
most places.
yeah,
It's also very expensive. And when I bring my gluten-free chocolate chip homemade cookies to a bachelorette party where I know everyone else is going to be eating brownies and someone who is not me eats my gluten-free chocolate chip cookies, yeah, I remember it 10 years later and I'm still pretty annoyed by it. Just leave my food alone.
I've never taken your food. Next time I'm visiting you in New York, this fork will wander.
I have no problems stabbing you with 4 tines. I want you to know that from now.
Leslie will hurt you.
I'm not going to break the skin. It's just going to be a little lesson learned.
You know what? Challenge
I'm going to tell
accepted.
Leslie her daughter was being a little raccoon.
She's a raccoon. Where do you think I learned this? We strategize what we're ordering.
So I'll do that with my mom. If we strategize, it's totally fine. But if I ordered something myself, why? It's like when people want to do tapas and stuff and they're like, let's just share everything. I'm like, no.
Well, then we need a game plan.
Like, this sounds terrible.
We need a game plan.
However, what I will say is most of the things that we were talking about right now, they're not personality issues. The food thing might be a bit of a personality issue on my end. They're expectation issues. No one talked about it. Because of course you didn't. Because no one tells you that that's something you should do. But that's how I feel. Like, if you have a strategy when it comes to food, that's one thing. Like, if you and I live together, there would be a strategy. It's, hey, Alexa, anything that's gluten-free, like, just ask. Or just let me know, like, hey, I'm going to have this. Or is it okay if I have this? Not just take it and then I go looking for my double stuffed Oreos that were like $10 and now I can't find them. And they're like, where are Oreos?
I can just tell you, I would never dream of eating your gluten-free food unless I was sleep eating, which I think I'm mostly past now. And I
Yeah.
would replace. You know I would replace.
I know. It's always the people like, oh, I didn't know it was yours. I'm sorry, did you buy it?
Did the grocery fairy deliver it? Or
It's like when your roommate's boyfriend moves it, like doesn't move in, but all of a sudden your roommate's boyfriend is like, it goes from, oh, I have a boyfriend, he's not here a lot. Or I have a girlfriend, she's not here a lot, to they're there 3, 4, 6 nights a week, and you come in and now they're eating your leftovers that you were going to bring to work for lunch. And they're like, oh, I didn't know it was yours.
if I did something that was kind of spicy, I would set something aside that was like not spicy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the person that eats spice is like just eating the non-spicy, like mild
Yeah.
version. I'm like, ooh, come on. Not
Like,
nice.
that's not for you.
There's a limited amount of that, and that's just being sweet and considerate. So it's reading the room.
It's reading the room, but it's also like when it comes to living with someone, I didn't move in agreeing to a third roommate. You've got to remember who's who. And when you're in a shared living situation, if you didn't buy it, it's not yours.
No. And, if you also have some kind of food allergy, limitation, whatever it might be, that's even more of a reason to be respectful and considerate.
Right. So for me, it was always the cleanliness. So I would say that I'm clean. I can be a little messy, but I chalk that up mostly to living in a small space
Yeah,
and
same.
having a lot of things, as you can see behind me. But clean means totally different things to different people. Some
Totally.
people look at clean as like I live in a sterile environment. Other people look at clean like there's no pink mold in the bathroom, so we're pretty good to go. I lived with one of those. It was terrible. College.
To me, clean is, I think, the same. I don't know. I recently moved. So I also moved into a much smaller apartment, and I'm still trying to figure out where to put
Ev-
everything and how to
Mhm.
appropriately downsize. And then I'm like, ooh, might still need that storage unit because I'm not going to get rid of things that are important to me that just might not be for the next like year or so.
Mhm.
But I hired an organizer, and it's all about optimizing my space. At the same time, that there's only so much space to go around, but it is clean. Like things are
Right.
cleaned. It's organized chaos, which I do know that that only works because it's just me.
Yes. And I think when you live with people or you have a roommate up front, you need to talk about like what does clean mean to you? Like, are
Yeah.
you a clean the apartment once a month person? Are you a clean the apartment once a week? Do you want to get a housekeeper? Because clean without specifics is meaningless. Clean is a word. I could say that my apartment's super clean right now, but I could tell you I got like a huge delivery of clothes. You're not going to stick to the floor, but there's boxes and just stuff everywhere at the moment because I'm
It's
going
also,
through it.
yeah, you're in it.
So that's always going to be a sticking point. What is clean to you?
I'm also a fashion girly. My closet,
Your
that is my
closet is
ultimate.
pretty.
It's my ultimate challenge right
And I
now.
love an organizer because an organizer implements systems, and systems for a lot of people are easy to follow once you have them.
But can I tell you, we fought. Can I tell you what we fought about?
Oh, did she have the 1 in, 2 out rule for shoes? Because I fought with my organizer over that.
No, she would have been gone a while ago. No, she wanted, I'm a Cavs fan. Let's be real. Not that,
You want to talk about that game? Or you
no,
want to ignore it right now? Okay.
no, I want you to not mention it
You
again until we
you want
are.
me to STFU, got it.
Mhm. Thank you. Um, no, the shorts that are on the
Uh-huh.
chair when you go to
Yeah.
the game, which that's like one of my vices in life. Okay.
Yes, I'm aware that that's one of your vices, yes.
Okay. So I have a lot of conference and playoff finals shirts over the years, and I love them. Okay. They mean a lot to me. She was like, wow, you have a lot of these. I told her she could donate them, like she suggested, if she got them out of my dead Kung Fu grip. And then she just moved on and started looking at some other things. I was like, good talk.
That's how I feel about my bags. I have some, like, really great limited bags.
I'm like, no, take my designer jeans, my handbags. Listen, you leave my cab shirts alone.
Chanel and Hermes outperform the S&P 500. Speaking of money, money is another big thing that comes up with roommates.
Yes, it is.
All it really takes is one roommate being consistently late on utilities or rent and the other roommate's covering, and now you're like a short-term loan shark without the shark.
You're a bookie.
Like you're a bookie with no vig. Which let me tell you, that's like how you don't make money as a bookie.
Then you're just a
Like if you
bully
let
with
me be
tomorrow.
very clear, if you owe me money, I actually don't care who you are. You could be like sometimes my mom will have me order her something
We've had
online
one.
and you will get charged a vig. You basically have 15 days to pay me back or I institute a 20% interest rate on it.
Is it compounding daily.
Yeah, it's just easier to pay me back right away.
Can you tell
But
I've
I
never
also
owed you money?
so I have another policy: friends, family, and money don't mix. So if you're not talking about money with your roommate or whomever you're living with, that's going to snowball into a problem at some point. It might not be right away. You might look at it like it's $10 here, it's $30 for the utilities, or they were out of town and they forgot to pay for the internet. They forgot to pay Spectrum or Optimum or whomever your provider is. I covered it. The longer you cover, the worse it gets.
But also, I mean, I know mistakes happen. I get that. And I'm all for actually checking your accounts to see what is going in, what is coming out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why? If you have shared bills or things that are easy to estimate monthly, why are you not getting the discount for auto pay? There's no excuse.
Yeah.
If you've made a commit, I look at things like that, like a utility bill, cable, internet, whatever it might be. Even the housekeeper that maybe you've agreed that you're going to hire, a cleaning service, whatever it might be. Netflix, even. You said that you were going to cover it. Okay. Whatever it is now your responsibility. You made a commitment. I am not saying things don't happen in life. You didn't get laid off, whatever it is. That's a moment where you step up and you figure it out because you made a commitment to someone else. Maybe it's not Netflix, but if it's a utility bill, you have a commitment that you've made. So you get the discount by doing auto pay. You don't have issues. Or you're like me and you just keep your auto pay set after you've paid something off.
And then you have to disentangle that with the bank, which takes forever.
That was fun
But
last week.
speaking of Netflix, that is also something you should be talking about upfront and early on. Like, who has what subscriptions? Can we share them? Because the worst thing that can happen is, oh, yeah, you can totally use my Netflix subscription, but then I go out of town and now I'm getting booted off Netflix because you're on my account.
Well, and it also makes the case for, are there any redundancies? I mean, we know that some people move in together for financial reasons, right? So are there places where you can make the best of that choice and get rid of redundancies?
Right, like an Amazon Prime account.
Right, exactly. Well, you have to determine if you want people to see what you're buying on Amazon.
Right, but I mean,
But yes.
when Scott and I waited till we got married before I did it. But the second we got married, I was like, and put me on the family Prime account. Like, I am out. I'm not doing my own anymore. But yeah, money is always going to be a big one.
Always.
And then we discussed food.
We did it. It's a big one.
You know that irks me because I think it's small things can turn into resentment so fast. I don't know if you like strawberries, but Driscoll has the sweetest batch strawberries out right now. It's a small box. I think it's like $9 at Whole Foods, but they're the best strawberries. And I have to tell you, if I lived with someone and came home and 4 or 5 of those strawberries that only have 10 in the box were gone, it's a small thing that would just make me very resentful towards that person.
Would that send you over the edge, Hill?
I think the things that send you over the edge aren't the things like that happen that, like, it's not the strawberries that's going to send you over the edge. It's the strawberries. It's the you use my blueberries in your cereal. It's you never buy half and half, so you're always using mine. So I think I have some for my morning coffee and I don't.
Okay, that
I
is
think it's the accumulation.
that is actually the one thing that would make me
Homicidal. Make you homicidal.
homicide. It would make me I would feel so disrespected. And food wise, there aren't a lot of things that make me feel that way, but not having what I need for my morning coffee would send me.
Yeah.
I don't leave my place without coffee in the morning, even if I'm on my way to go meet someone for coffee. Even if I know
It's
that
your
coffee,
ritual.
it is. And I'm an addict, all right? And I'm not working on it.
And I don't think you should have to.
No.
But yeah, I don't think it's the one thing. I think it's the lead up and then that one thing just,
Whatever it
like
is,
you said,
for someone.
sends you.
It sends me.
Something that I know would send me if I lived with someone, noise and guests.
Ma'am.
I think up front you need to decide, and it sounds so in a way juvenile, quiet hours. It sounds juvenile, but let me tell you, living in an apartment building, and I'm sure you have this too, Alexa, we have quiet hours in my building. After 9 p.m., you can't be vacuuming. Between 11 and 6, you can't use the building gym. I think before 7, you actually can't use our treadmills because it's right below the first floor and it wakes them up. It's definitely one of those things that, like, between the noise and then having your roommate just have endless guests. Like, every time you turn around, there's someone on the couch.
So, I've been dealing with this. And
I
I will
do.
say one thing that my apartment did really well when they were coming up with, the layout, all of those things, they put all of the common spaces on different floors. They stacked it. So the gym and other like lounges, the art studio, those things are all on top of each other.
Right, so you don't have that residual noise coming into your apartment.
Correct. But you do have the residual noise of other units, which is, ooh, if you're as lucky with your upstairs neighbors as I have been, I'm well aware of the quiet hours of my building. I think it's one of those things where people get in their head, like, I live here too. Yeah, you do. It's my apartment too only works if you've agreed on how it's used. You know the hours, you know the policy. Also, you remember, like in my case, people live below you. I know
Mhm.
people live below me, right? But with
Right.
roommates, it's also about, if I'm inviting my friend to come stay or my significant other, whatever it might be, what is the impact of that on this shared space, right?
Right.
Does the other person that I'm living with all of a sudden feel like the communal areas of our place are all of a
No
sudden
longer communal.
no longer communal, or they can't fully feel like they're at home now, especially when that's happening on a very regular basis or for days at a time, weeks at a time. That is worst case scenario.
Yeah, so you always wanna have at least something in writing that's for how long can a guest stay, how much notice is required, just so you can both be on the same page and it's not this awkward thing of once the person's already there or once the noise is already happening.
Right.
Because no one wants to be the nag. We're not sitting out here trying to figure out ways to complain and make someone miserable who wants to live that way.
No, most people don't want this thing that's bothering them to be the focus of your conversations and interactions, right? And then
Right.
if it gets egregious after you've politely brought up, hey, this is kind of an issue, it's really not what we've agreed to, and then some. If it gets egregious, then you've really kind of become the person that cried wolf.
Mhm.
And you're already in really bad shape.
Exactly. And I think the common theme throughout all of the examples we gave, and that is not an exhaustive list by any means, is it all escalates the same way.
I would say any kind of unspoken expectation turns into a resentment, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not that one little thing, but it is brick by brick. And what do
Mhm.
bricks build? A wall.
So avoiding this roommate from hell situation, having one, being one, this is what everyone skips.
And pays for.
You have to ask better questions up front. Ask about guests. Ask about the daily schedule. Talk about money. Find out what clean means. You don't want pink mold. I promise you, it's really gross.
I'm unaware of pink mold. I think if I saw something pink that is not supposed to be pink, we'd have a really big problem. But I do know that if you're afraid to ask, that's probably your answer. If you're afraid to have these conversations, you probably should not be living with that person unless you're prepared to be very disappointed or resentful later.
Watch people. Watch how they're interacting with you. Yes, everyone can put on a great interview phase, but when people show you who they are, in the words of Maya Angelou, believe them the first time. It's like the first 3 months of any relationship, be it a friendship or a romantic partnership, a job, that's going to be their best self.
Yeah, it doesn't get better than that.
It doesn't get better than
No
that,
one is more eager to please you than in the
than
beginning.
someone that's brand new.
Right.
Have some kind of agreement.
It doesn't have to be formal.
It has to be clear and written.
So clarity now saves you a fight later.
And this is honestly part of why we're building Closet.
Yeah, because no one does this upfront.
Exactly. But it's also important to know, like, if you're already in it and you don't have an agreement in place, that's okay. Most people think that, oh, it's before you move in. You can put one in place at any point, before, after, mid lease, whenever anything needs to be reset, you can do that.
Which is usually once there's already a problem. I will say that I think typically once there's already a problem, there's one person that's sick of repeating themselves, hey, this is an issue. And there's another person that's sick of being bothered and told something you're doing is an issue. So I think
Hmm.
it's a really good reset for both.
Right. It's not just preventative. It's how you can fix things when they start to go sideways.
So, first, stop hoping it fixes itself if you're already in it.
It won't. Second, actually say something.
Directly, not passive aggressively.
Take one from Alexa's book. It is better to be direct about some things. Some things you can kind of beat around the bush on. It's your living situation, it's your home, it's where you should feel comfortable and safe and happy and be able to relax. Now is not the time to be passive aggressive.
Don't tell anyone that you are their paycheck. However, you can tell someone something is not working for you as is, and that you would like to mutually find a solution respectfully and from a place of goodwill, looking for harmony in your living situation.
Exactly. If you don't define the issue, it's never going to get solved.
So follow it up in writing.
That's always going to be my big thing. If it's not written down, it's really easy to rewrite later.
Well, we both know, you know, as an attorney, I know as the product of two. I've known this since I was a child. If you don't have it in writing,
Doesn't exist.
doesn't exist.
Now, legally speaking, it does exist. Verbal agreements are valid in some states. However, that is a hard fought battle that you in your living situation probably have no interest in having.
And why should you? That's also, it's not the vibe you want, right? You already wanted to move away from vibes. So move
Yeah.
away from vibes. Put pen to paper and just write that down.
I think one of the biggest takeaways from all of this, and I think the waters can get muddied here, is the goal is not to fix the person. That's not the problem. The goal is to fix your situation, which if you just talk about it and have an agreement and have it in writing and be like, we've agreed to this, is fairly easy to do.
Even if you don't have the agreement from the start, you want to hit that reset button, have that conversation, be nice, but honest and direct that something is bothering you, and lay it out of what your expectations are on both ends. Again, it's to fix your situation if you're already in it. You don't end up with a nightmare roommate overnight.
No, you don't. It's one ignored thing at a time.
The best setups aren't about finding perfect people.
No such thing as a perfect person. The best setups, they're about being clear up front.
And whether you do that before you move in or once things start going sideways, having something clear in writing makes all the difference. That's the idea behind Closet.
The best roommate situations aren't built on vibes, they're built on clarity.
This is Write That Down. We'll be back next week. Until then, we're here to remind you it's not about who you live with, it's about how you live together.